Okay, so I don't really know what the title of this would be, or like the topic, whatever, but it's pretty much going to be like just being bold in your faith and understanding that God is personal but also universal. Like, some people will be more vocal about politics than they will their own faith. They'll be like, I don't want to shove that down people's throats, that's them. Like, they'll be like, I know I'm doing right, but like, I don't want to go out there and push that on nobody else. Like, I know I'm doing straight, so that's all that matters. That's them, right? But it's kind of like, like whenever like growing up, like if your mom or dad like ask you, hey, can you like do the dishes, and you're like, do the dishes? I'm only one person. I only contribute to like 10% of that. Like, I'll do my dishes or I'll do my laundry. I'm not gonna do other people's. That's them, right? Or cleaning up the living room, or just whatever it is, right? It's like, oh, I'll clean my room, but I'm not about to clean up the living room. Just stuff like that, right? But God actually calls us to be vocal about our faith and be bold in it, and to like share the good news, right? Because in many scriptures it talks about being bold and sharing the gospel, but a part of that is what He's done in your personal life. Your personal testimony is like a superpower, essentially, because it has the power to change other people's lives. Romans 1:16, for I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone. 2 Timothy 1:7 and 8, therefore do not be ashamed of the testimony about our Lord. Matthew 28:19, go therefore and make disciples of all nations, teaching them to observe all that has been commanded of you. Acts 4:29, enable your servants to speak your word with great boldness. And I get some people may have social anxiety and stuff like that, but those are things that can be changed. Pray about it. Ask God to help you with those things. I mean, it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but it starts somewhere.